Good afternoon, Tenate. Kindly write your name and your section, okay? Please write your name and your section for you to be recognized. Okay, BSISM once. Please tell others na pumasok na sa live natin so we can start with our class. This class is live. Therefore, you can write your, if you want to recite, just comment down your answer and it will be recorded. This class is live. It's not recorded. So once again, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the fourth session for the contemporary world. And finally, we are now on the chapter 2, respectively, in the global economy. So in here, we will be discussing what is the effect of globalization to the economy of our country. Tumaas ba ang ekonomiya ng bansa because of globalization or not? So through this discussion under chapter 2, we will be discovering things as to the progress of economy by this globalization. As you all know that the contemporary world lesson has something to do with globalization. In this subject, we've been discussing what globalization is, and we also discussed ano yung mga benefits, what are the advantages and disadvantages of globalization. And that's really evident, no? That's really true that as we go along, globalization has brought advantage and disadvantage. Okay? Especially today, we are amidst pandemic, and I know you are aware of what is happening in the world today, especially in India, respectively, no? As you can see in India, naubos na yung mga vaccine nila, naubos na yung mga oxygen. But what can you observe? What have you observed with India? So maraming tulong ang pumapasok sa India, like from US, from UK. That we can say that is one of the benefits of globalization, di ba? Ang daming tulong ang pumapasok sa India from other countries, and that's actually one benefits that we can tell about globalization. So isa yan sa mga benefisyong ating makonsider when we talk about globalization. Now this afternoon, we will discuss the effect of globalization in global economy, sa ating ekonomiya, sa ekonomiya ng bansa. So I'll be showing you my slide. Maybe this one. We'll try this. So I will be showing you my slide and the copy of the module. Anyway, class, this module has been uploaded in our e-lead. So I hope you have the copy of this module so you can follow with the discussion that we had. Okay? So I guess there are 7 students. We have Queen Tenate from 1C. We have Aquino Hernalin from Discrim 1B. Discrim 1B, you don't belong in this class. This session is only for BSISM. This is contemporary world and this is not art appreciation. Okay? Para hindi mo sayang yung effort mo, Hernalin. OBS, Rihan Santi from BSISM 1A. Um, Gotong Erika May from BSISM 1C. Let's begin. Kindly inform your classmates na lang to click the link for you to be, so they could actually attend this class. So we really have to go with our class because I guess next week will be our midterm examination. So we will now start. So we will only use Microsoft para medyo it's manageable. No? Okay. So yeah, actually chapter 2 has this the major title of chapter 2 is the structure of globalization. When you talk about structure, these are the things which consider as the components, the roots. Ano bang meron sa globalization? Okay? So let's begin with reading the overview of this chapter 2. The world is becoming flat. We have seen spectacular increase in international trade and foreign direct investment in recent years. And we already discussed natin yung mga international trade, no? That we believe has something to do with the development of certain economy. Sa pamamagitan ng exchange ng mga goods, medyo tumataas yung ekonomiya ng isang bansa. Especially yung mga bansa that consider those countries which consider us developing, means developing, kumbaga it's in the process of its development. Whereas, just like US, Japan, UK, these countries are considered as developed, means angat na talaga. So many countries engage in global production sharing. So according to Barian 2007, he discusses an interesting example of global production sharing of Apple's iPad. So yan. Isa yung halimbawa like, bakit may mga Apple product ng Pilipinas? That's actually an example of international trade. That's an example of international trade. iPad is designed in the US and assembled in China. However, most of its value comes from parts made in other countries. He cites an interesting study, Linden or Kramer and Didrik 2009, to illustrate the complexity of the global economy. Okay, so the retail value of the 30 gigabyte video iPad that the authors examined was $299 US. The most expensive component in it was the hard drive, which was manufactured by Toshiba and costs about $73 US. Okay, but we're actually having these goods because of globalization. Okay. The next most costly components are the display module. So yan yung mga halimbawa, ano. These things that I am discussing are some examples of or some results of globalization. The processing trade is pervasive in China now and contribute to a significant part in the it actually spread out. So itong mga product na to, like ang dami, not only the product of Apple, pero ang dami, excuse me, may tumatawag lang. Hello. Hello, ma. Okay, let's go back, no? So yun na nga, what I was telling is, yung mga export and imports of products, the international trade, isa yun sa halimbawa or one of the benefits na nakuha natin sa globalization. So, at the end of the chapter, the students can gain deeper understanding of the structure of globalization, and you're also expected to discuss the significant structure amidst globalization and appreciate the good effects of globalization to the economy. And this is what we are discussing right now. We are discussing what will be or what are the good effects of globalization in our economy. Tumaas ba ang ekonomiya natin because of globalization or not? Sounds like that. No? So we are now on the lesson 1, and lesson 1 comprises the global economy. So it is said that global economy is the world economy or the worldwide economy. When we talk about global economy, ito yung ekonomiya ng buong globo, buong mundo, a world economy. So that's why we can say, although we are not from India, but we are affected. Okay? So paano? Okay, I have questions. Just write your answers on the comment section. Ha? So sa tingin nyo, paano naapektuhan ngayon ng economic? So let's say, ngayon sa India is grabe yung COVID-19. Ang raming namatay, tsaka grabe yung cases nila, it almost million. Now my question is, sa anong paraan ba naapektuhan ang ating ekonomiya ngayon? Anybody who can answer? Sa anong paraan or how can the situation in India affects our economy today in the Philippines? Anybody? Because when we talk about global economy, hindi lang ito siya economy ng Philippines, but it talks about the economy of the world. Now my question is, how can the situation in India today affects our economy? Anybody? Anyone who wants to answer? Anyone who wants to answer? Madami dito nag-attendance. So, Alimudin, Cariaga, Residero, Juanico, Sangki. Yung iba hindi pa nag-attendance. So, sa anong paraan? So, if ever you are late, you can also answer this question. If ever na bukas ka pa manood ng live na to, you can also answer this question. Sa anong paraan apektuhan ng ekonomiya ng ating bansa? I mean, what is happening in India today? How does this situation affect our economy? Wala pang sumagot ha? I will wait for your answer. Okay, let's continue. It is also the system of trade and industry across the world that has emerged due to globalization. So that's it, no? The trade. In other words, it is the way in which countries' economies have been developing to operate collectively as one system. So through globalization, through trade, so gradually there is a development. There is a development in our economy because of this trade. And this trade is, this trade really takes place because of globalization. The term global economy also refers to the interconnected worldwide economic activities that take place between multiple countries. So, nagkakaroon ng mga worldwide economic activities. So andyan na yung mga pag-invest. That's another example of worldwide economic activities. Nagkakaroon ng forum, like there is a discussion kung paano tutulungan ng mga developed countries ang mga bansang papaangat pa lang. So something like that. Yan yung mga halimbawa ng interconnected worldwide economic activities. And the goal of this worldwide economic activities is to what? To help those countries. Tutulungan yung mga bansang mahirap para sila umangat. And these economic activities can have either a positive or negative impact on the countries involved. So yun na nga, no? Just like globalization, these economic activities will also bring positive and negative effect, the advantage and disadvantages. And later on, we will find out kung ano ba yung naging epekto, kung ano ba yung good and bad effects of these economic activities. Kasi sometimes we are focused on the good things or sa mga benefits na nakuha natin, but we sometimes tend to forget the disadvantages of these activities. But later on, we will discover what are these things. Now, the International Monetary Fund or IMF also defined the economic globalization as historical process, the result of human innovation and technological progress. So according to IMF, they said that these economic activities through globalization can bring good effect. In what sense? So paano nagkaroon ng good effect ang economic activities na to through globalization? Because it helps what? It results to human innovation. Nagkakaroon ng innovation ng isang bansa because of free trade. And then, technological progress. Like, paano pumapasok ang mga makinarya, mga makabagong teknolohiya sa Pilipinas. It is because of these economic activities, benchmarking, investment, exchange of trades, exchange of products, international trade. So nagkaroon ngayon, or let's say, noong unang panahon, paano nagkaroon ng eroplano ang Pilipinas? Siguro kung walang globalization, wala pa rin, no? Kasi nga, airplane was discovered in the US, in other country, and it was not discovered in the Philippines. So at least, nagkaroon tayo ng mga airplane, ng mga makabagong sasakyan, ng mga gadgets because of free trade. So yan, according to International Monetary Fund in the year 2008. Now, what to expect in this lesson 1? Of course, at the end of the lessons, you should be able to define economic globalization and identify the actors that facilitate economic globalization. So in this lesson, aside from defining what is globalization, we are also here to identify kung sino-sino, ano-anong organization, sino-sinong tao yung involved sa tinatawag natin economic globalization. So it can be traced from history, the time when there was an economic movement in Asia, Africa, and Europe that called Silk Road. What is Silk Road? Silk Road, a trade route which connects the East, particularly in China and the West. So isa itong halimbawa ng movement or economic movement na nangyari sa Asia, Africa, and Europe. And they call it Silk Road. This route brings us to the history of how Philippines was discovered by the Portuguese and Spanish envoys in search of spices eventually led to colonization. So ito na yung sasabi ko sa inyo, no, globalization has taken place before. Sa panahon pa na nagkaroon na ng globalization. And as what we have been discussing, isa sa pinaka-disadvantage ng globalization is this colonization. What is colonization? Ito yung pananakop. Although, nag-globalize ang ating bansa, like, nagdala sila Magellan ng mga spices, dinala sa atin yung Christianity, and that's because globalization, but we are eventually colonized. In what way? We are being colonized because we forgot, our forefathers, they actually forgotten their own what? Cultural heritages. Kasi nga, sabi nga, di ba, originally, ang mga Pilipino wala tayong religion because we believe in Anito. But as the Spaniards taken place, our country took place, colonized Philippines, we already adopted Christianity. And Christianity is a result of globalization. And globalization is also a sort of colonization or panakop. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang ngayon nangyayari yung globalization, but in the very beginning is nagsimula na yung globalization sa panahon ng panakop. Kaya nga, di ba, ang daming mga words tulad ng kutsara, lamesa, yan ay mga borrowed words and that brought to us by the Spanish, the Spaniards, the Spanish colonizer. Now we adapt that and up to this day we use it and the Christianity. Okay, let's continue. In this present day time, foreign expatriates come to the country to manage their company's foreign subsidiaries. Likewise, the Philippines sent thousands of skilled workers to the Middle East as construction workers, seafarers, nurses, etc. So ito na yung halimbawa ng o isa sa advantage na mayroon sa globalization through economic activities. Like other countries, go to our country, they went here, they come here to invest, magpatayo ng mga kumpanya, to give what? To give jobs sa Filipino, para magdala ng dolyar sa bansa, and in return, or maybe, consequently, Philippines also sent skilled workers in other countries as workers. So parang, di ba, there is an exchange. Sabi nga, globalization is not only an exchange of goods, but we also exchange what? Human capital. No? Human capital means these are the people, these are the OFWs. So parang mula pang sumagot sa first question ko, how did the situation or how does the situation in India affect our economy? Wala pang sumagot, so wala pang may points. Wala pang sumagot. Paano naapektuhan ngayon ang mangyayari sa China or sa India yung ekonomiya ng Pilipinas? Wala pang sumagot, so that means zero pa. Nobody got the points. But I will still wait for your answer. Baka may gustong sumagot, just comment down your answer. Alam ko man yung mga nag-aalis yung mga estudyante na nag-aalis sa live natin. But you can watch it again naman. Because right after, you have to watch this video up to this end. Kasi after this, I'll be uploading or I'll be posting activity. And you have to check it. So may sagot dito from Rehan Sanki. Para sa akin, sir, napektuhan ng ating economy sa bansa. Dahil sa India, dahil kailangan natin tulungan ng Indians. Kasi kapag tayo naman ang kaproblema, tulungan na, okay, maybe that's one of the answer. Like, instead na may proyekto ang ating bansa, so let's use as basis yung example ni Rehan Sanki. So tama naman yun, no? Paano ito nangyayari? For example, instead na may programa or for example, instead ngayon na yung may pera ang Pilipinas na ilaan sa SAP, ilaan sa mga mahirap na apektado ng COVID, so ilalaan na lang ito bilang tulong sa India. So pamagitan niyan, we are also contributing our help to India and that really affects our economy. Diba? Kasi instead na yung pera na yun para sa proyekto, kailangan natin ibigay doon. Kasi tama din si Rehano. Because we don't know what will happen next. What if, no? Anyway, we'll pray for it. What if Philippines naman yung maging, Philippines will be in trouble. Philippines will be in catastrophic situation, enigmatic situation. Of course, walang tutulong sa atin, no? Because that's part of the economic activities wherein we shared not only goods, not only human capital, but we extend our help to other countries. Okay, thank you, Rihan. Your answer is being recorded. Thank you. Now, according to Shangguan 2000, attributes this to the growing scale of cross-border trade, commodities, and services. Flow of international capital. So, yun na yung mga economic activities, nagkaroon ng flow of international capital, and we've been telling about this earlier. And wide and rapid spread of technology, and na-discuss natin yan. So in the Philippines, cross-border trading can be best illustrated by the country's trading partnership with China, the United States, and Australia. Moreover, the flow of international capital can be observed in foreign direct investment or FDI. So a type of investment in which a company establishes a business in another country for production of goods and services and still takes part in the management of that business. So ito nga FDI na ito isang halimbawa ng economic activity wherein a certain company from other country will establish business. Magpapatayo ng business, let's say sa Pilipinas, for production of goods and services and still takes part in the management of that business. Although, magpapatayo sa Pilipinas, pero sila yung magmamanage ng product. So both, no, parang win-win solution siya. At the same time, tutulungan tayo, then tutulungan naman natin sila to earn. So parang like that, no. Now, a good example of this is the Toyota Motors Philippines. Ito ang halimbawa. Which is subsidiary of Toyota Motor Corporation based in Toyota, Japan. So, di ba, ang dami ng Toyota company sa Pilipinas and nagbigay ito ng maraming trabaho sa mga kababayan natin, and it also bring what? It brings yen. Nagdala ito ng pera, lapad mula sa Japan. And isa yung malaking tulong. At ito ay halimbawa ng mga economic activities. Now we have questions here. How does global economy work? Paano ba nangyayari ang natawag nating global economy? Paano ba tumataas ang ekonomiya ng isang papaangat na bansa through the help of other countries? And we will discover that. So what is global economy? When we talk about global economy, it is one in which goods and services are traded across national borders. Because the trade is among sovereign nations, those nations may enact trade and restrictions that alter free market outcomes. So ito na yung, when we talk about global economy, it has something to do with the trade across the national borders. Kumbaga, maraming produkto ang pumapasok sa bansa at lumalabas. There is an exchange of products. Maybe ang Pilipinas is we will export our products in China, and maybe China will be exporting their products, their gadgets in the Philippines. So, nangyayari na tawag natin traded across national borders. Trade of goods. Kumbaga, open tayo sa kanya-kanyang bansa, no, to offer goods. So we have here, the New World economy is characterized by, so ito yung characteristic ng tinatawag nating New World economy. So first, more options for production. So maraming production of goods. No matter what your production processes, the chances are that the same capabilities exist elsewhere. So magkaroon na ng maraming production. Let's say, Apple or Toyota. Nagkakaroon ng maraming production ang Toyota because of the free trade, because of FDI. Nagpatayo, let's say, ang Toyota company is magpapatayo sa Pilipinas, sa Maldives, sa US, although we all know that Toyota is, this is from Japan. So di ba parang tulong-tulong yung nangyayari? Umaangat yung branches ng Toyota, at the same time, nagbibigay din ito ng trabaho sa mga bawat mamayan ng isang bansa. Parang it's a win-win solution yung nangyayari dito. And the chance to create new markets. Nagkakaroon ng mga new markets, nagkakaroon ng mga new company, mga malls, because of this New World economy. Let's say, magpapatayo ang China ngayon ng mall dito sa Mindanao. So something like that, no? Siyempre, angat ngayon yung turismo, angat ang ekonomiya, maraming papasok na tao. Therefore, magsilabasa na yung mga company ngayon sa Mindanao because of this building of mall or let's say investment. Small firms can think big. Yes. Pag umangat ang isang bansa, maraming investor, therefore, maraming papasok na investor and yung mga maliliit na mga store, maring lalaki, tataas because marami ng tao ngayon papasok sa ating lugar because of this investment. Kasi alam nyo, class, kapag ang isang lugar is maraming investors, parang people will realize that your place is safe. Pero kapag walang investor, walang mga firms, walang mga exchange of goods sa ating lugar, that means our place is not healthy. Our place is not peaceful. Next, a more level playing field. So yan na yun. Marami ng a more level playing field. Marami ng mga fields ngayon na ma-open, like different kinds of businesses ang lalabas. Hindi lang milk tea, hindi lang food, pero maging sa agriculture, maging sa gadgets, ang dami din. Maraming tao mabigyan ng trabaho. And in here, networks are important. Mahalaga ang networks because it's something, a business. It's an investment. So merong networking, the connection, the flow of connection among the members of businessmen. And culture is no constraint because as we go along, people will know our culture. Diba? Kasi nga, may mga exchange program which we can tell ng mga exchange program na ito is isa sa mga benefits ng globalization. Like, tulad ng sinabi ko in the past discussion we had, merong mga exchange program na yung taga-Pilipinas is pupunta ng Japan para alamin yung kultura nila. So, and same as with Japanese people, they will go in the Philippines and to know the culture. Therefore, when time comes na mag-i-invest sila or tayo doon, there's no problem with culture because we understand each other and we know already what are the beliefs, what are the cons and don'ts, diba? The cons and don'ts of a certain country. So these are the 6 characteristics of New World Economy. So just review it na lang. Anyway, I already sent it in our e-leads. So we have here another example from Alimuddin. So screenshot ko po sila so it will be recorded. From Alimuddin, para sa akin, sir, naapektuhan ang ating ekonomiya dahil sa India dahil mas nakilala ang kanilang produkto kaysa ating produkto. Nagawa ng mga Filipino dahil doon nagkaroon ng competing. Medyo, you can explain it further, Pakwan, Alimuddin. Baka yung ginamit ni Alimuddin dito is naapektuhan yung Pilipinas dahil sa pangyayari ngayon sa India dahil maybe yung India is nag-export ng product dito, then pwedeng maubusan tayo ng goods. For example, ang India is nagsusupply ng bigas sa bansa, sa Pilipinas. So mawala tayo ng supply ngayon dahil hindi makapag-supply ang India dahil instead na i-supply, ipakain na lang sa mga pamilyang biktima ng COVID. So maybe like that. Parang ganyan siguro yung point. Then kay, what is this? Everson Cariaga. For me lang po sir, apektado ang ekonomiya ng bansa dahil sa outbreak ng COVID-19. Pati na rin ang mga produktong inaangkat mula sa iba't ibang bansa dahil sa pagpatupad ng lockdown. So yun yung sinabi ko kanina. No? Dahil nga, ang pagkalat, ang dami ng kaso sa bawat bansa. Excuse me, what I was asking is, I respectively asked you about the effect of the outbreak of COVID-19 in India sa ekonomiya ng bansa. Pero you have the point naman, Cariaga, no? So parang yun yung sinabi ko yun, like, it will affect our country. For example, India is our supplier in terms of rice. Parang liliit yung source ng rice natin kasi nga mag-stop ngayon ng India. Kasi instead na i-export, so ipapakain na lang sa mga Indian people because it's their obligation. Thank you sa mga sumagot. Sa mga hindi pa nakasagot dyan, you can still answer. Now, economic globalization is one of the 3 main dimensions of globalization. So, commonly found in countries, academic literature, with the 2 others being political globalization and cultural globalization as well. Okay? general term of globalization. It refers to the widespread international movement. So ito na yung globalization of word. Widespread international movement of goods, capital, services, technology, and information. So hindi lang goods yung na-exchange natin, but we also exchange capital, services. Kaya nga may mga Pilipino na pupunta sa ibang bansa to work there. So that's exchange of services and technology and information. So paano natin nalaman ngayon na may grabe na yung nangyayari sa India? We know it because of the trade or exchange of information or exchange of ideas. So hindi lang siya dyan nangyari yung exchange of information. Like, we can also benchmark from Israel. For example, ituturo ng Israel ngayon sa atin kung paano yung proper way ng farming. Ituro sa atin ngayon ng China yung proper way ng paggawa ng gadgets. So parang yun yung exchange of information. It talks about the knowledge that we can learn from other countries. Okay? So we can also exchange technology. Ayan. Alright. So it is the increasing economic integration and interdependence of national, regional, and local economies across the world through an intensification of cross-border movement. Intensification means mas pinalaganap pa, no? Parang naging na-stimulate pa, mas tumaas pa yung cross-border movement of goods, services, technology, and capital because it is found helpful talaga siya sa pag-angat ng ekonomiya. Kaya patuloy pa rin yung exchange of goods. Okay, let me drink my water first. Sobrang init ngayon sa school natin. Grabe. It seems that grabe, parang I feel like in hell, no? So I hope you're getting fine there. Buti pa sa mga bahay nyo, malamig. Dito sa amin, maraming init. Because we cannot have our class in the office kasi marami kami, parang magkakagulo. So that's why we just go here in every classroom, we occupy it. Parang pan pa rin siya, parang regular class yung nangyayari sa amin. Anyway, kayo sa bahay lang. But we, your teachers, we're actually conducting our class here. Yan. We are conducting our class in your future classroom. So parang nasa classroom din tayo. So ayan, medyo marami na. Please tell others to, if you were latecomers, you can watch it again. Balikan yung mga discussion kanina. So this is the reason why we are using this StreamYard para mabalikan pa natin yung mga na-miss nating discussion. But if we're using e-leads, maliban sa yung iba hindi makapasok, we cannot actually, recall the discussion right away. Unlike sa StreamYard, pwede siyang balikan anytime. All right, so let's continue. While economic globalization has been expanding since the emergence of transnational trade, it has grown as an increased rate due to improvements in the efficiency of long-distance transportation. So yun na yun, no? Nagkaroon ngayon ng mga telecommunication and transportation. Kumbaga, because of globalization, nag-improve pa yung distance transportation. Kasi nga nagkaroon ng exchange of goods, nagkaroon ng exchange of products, nagkaroon ng exchange of services. It is also economy, or it also shows the importance. It also shows the importance of information rather than physical capital. So we exchange information, we exchange technology. Kaya it's expected na maraming mga makabagong mga teknolohiya ang pumapasok because of this free trade, no? So yan, Nagkaroon ng cross-border migration, nagkaroon ng international trade, and the shifting location of goods, production has caused many jobs. Ito yung sabi ko kanina, because of globalization or because of one of the benefits of global economy is this gives many jobs to cross borders. Ang daming, pag maraming investors, maraming mga investors papasok sa bansa, of course, it will open a lot of job vacancies. Excuse me, maraming trabaho ang mabubuksan, no? Pero pag wala, so ito yung tulong sa ekonomiya, no? Maraming tao magkaroon ngayon ng trabaho. So therefore, hindi na ito pasani ng ating bansa because of the opening of business from other countries like dito sa Pilipinas, magbubukas ngayon ng bagong malls or company ang US. Therefore, magbibigay ito ng maraming trabaho sa mga Pilipino at least hindi na pasanin ng gobyerno yung mga Pilipinong unemployed. Kasi as we look on the SWS survey, maraming Pilipino pa rin ang unemployed, especially in this pandemic. Maraming tao ang nawala ng trabaho. And that actually what? Brings burden sa ating bansa. Because naubos na yung what? Budget ng Pilipinas, how to sustain these jobless people, especially in this pandemic. So we have another answers here. Let's read it. According to, it's still a question pa rin kanina yung about sa India. Sabi ni Abdul Raham Aziz Hazan. Para sa akin, sir, naapektuhan ang ekonomiya ng bansa dahil sa produkto ng ibang bansa para ipasok dito sa ating bansa. Kaya nagkaroon ng competitive, puro competing sa ating bansa. Competition siguro ito. Okay, maybe. Okay, moving on. With the efficiency produced by containerization, so we will know what is this containerization from the word container. Transportation costs have decreased, make it more economical to transport goods internationally, and so doing helping to propel the globalization of markets and production. So we have this containerization. So we will read what's this. So when we talk about containerization, it is a system of international freight transport using intermodal. Means intermodal, they use different types of export. They use different types of exporting or interchanging the products. Also called as shipping containers and ISO containers. The containers have standardized dimension and can be made of weathering steel to minimize maintenance needs. So that's containerization. So how about this transportation process called the intermodalism? Like, ang daming models, ang daming ways how to export products, and this is because of this global economy. So there are numerous benefits of global economy which include the free trade. So yan, ulit-ulit na lang ito, no? Free trade, exchange of goods. It also allows countries to specialize in production. Ang dami, ang dami. Huwag natin ito basahin kasi we already discussed it. So over the past several decades, scholars have intensively debated what factors drive globalization. So as they go along, ang daming mga dalubhasa na ngayon ang nag-aral, ano ba talaga yung factors na nag-drive or nag-stimulate sa globalization. O kumbaga, ano bang factors meron sa globalization? So we will discover that. Answers have ranged from the emergence of the information societies according to Castells 2000 and the global economy according to Health, Macro, Goldblatt, and Perato 1999 to value conflicts embedded in different civilizations. To mention but a few of the best known theories. So of course, no, parang as we go along, parang nawala yung conflict kasi alam naman natin na sometimes nangyari yung conflict because of poverty. But through globalization, nagkaroon din ng civilization. People are becoming educated. People are becoming civilized because they were taught by other countries like the steps to do it, paano iangat ang ating bansa. we can learn something, some important tips from other countries. At isa yan sa benepisyo na kuha sa globalization. So, ang dami dito. Just read it na lang in your copy. No? Ang dami. Mga benefits na nakuha natin in globalization through global economic, global economy activities. Now, these are specific actors that facilitate economic globalization. So, ito yung mga organization that they actually do this economic globalization. Sila yung in charge. Sila yung gumagawa sa mga global economic activities. So, we have here, number one, the International Economic and Financial Organization. Second, the International Government Organization or the IGOs, the media, the multilateral development banks, the nation states, the government organization or NGO or the non-government. Ang daming non-government actually, especially ito sila nagbibigay ng mga scholarship. The transnational corporations or the TNCS, and we also have, ito yung pinakasikat sa lahat, United Nations. And we all know that when we talk about conflict, when we talk about a problem of economy, dito pumapasok ang UN or United Nations. It's an organization that actually focuses on the poverty and peace, how to give peace, how to help countries, especially the poorest countries, to evolve, to develop themselves, no? Through production, through free trade. And that's because of this United Nations or UN. Okay? These are the agents that bring about the interdependence of global economies. So, ibig sabihin sila yung tumutulong sa pagkakaroon ng interdependence. Tinuturoan ito na maging independent ng isang bansa. But before teaching them, of course, they will help these countries to evolve. Kumbaga, after ng pag-invest ng ibang bansa, like tuturuan ang Pilipinas ngayon paano ipaangat ang ekonomiya. So, after that, maybe, kaya nang tumayo ng Pilipinas sa sariling pa, like, no need na ang help ng ibang bansa because they are already taught. So, isa yan. Parang na-train ang mga bansa, especially yung mga bansa na poor. The poorest countries are trained how to develop their economy with the help of other developed countries. Like ang US ngayon, magbibigay ng mga tips, mag-i-invest sa ating bansa, and that is a big help para someday somehow, mag-abot yung panahon na we can stand alone, we can stand in our own foot. But through their help din naman. Some experts believe that these factors are all the global corporation and that is still the nation states, but of different levels. That's Brody 106 calls the government as the midwives of globalization. So, alam natin ang midwives, di ba? Grabe yung ginagampanan ng papel ng midwives. So, parang ganun din yung ginagawang role ng government. Because government really help this globalization into success. Tumutulong ang government, mga agencies, para magkaroon ng interconnection ng bawat bansa to help other countries. So they are considered as midwives or bridge. Minsan they are also considered as bridge. Naging tulay din ang gobyerno. Paano maipaabot yung mga tulong from other countries going to other countries because they were the ones who actually make initiative para ipaangat ang isang bansa. Which means that the role of nation states is being redefined by globalization are relevant despite using a global perspective. It acts as mediator between the effects of globalization and the national economy. Sila yung nag-mediate, sila yung nag-neutralize. Siyempre kapag medyo pangit na yung epekto ng globalization, andyan yung gobyerno natin to support, andyan yung nation states. Kapag tumataas na naman, andyan yung gobyerno natin na tumutulong. Because like what we have said, globalization is both advantageous and disadvantageous. But through the help of the government, which they consider as midwives, parang they know how to mediate, they know how to neutralize. Paano matutulungan ng isang bansa at hindi ito masasakop. Although, ang pananakop is andyan talaga kapag may globalization. Okay, may mga sagot dito. In my opinion, sir, sabi ni Rolio Irabel, naapektuhan ang ekonomiya ng Pilipinas sa pamamagitan ng pagbaba ng import and export. Yes, ito na yung sabi natin kanina, no? Okay, so thank you so much, Raulio. Your score is recorded. So you just simply read na lang the summary of this lesson. The summary is found in the module that I sent to you. And right after this, please sa mga latecomers, don't forget to sign in for your attendance. And yung mga hindi pa nakasagot, please sagot kayo. Tatlo pala yung sumagot. Yung question ko is, how does the situation in India affects the economy of the Philippines? Or in short, paano naapektuhan ngayon ng pangyayari sa India, paano niya naapektuhan yung pagbaba or pagtaas ng ekonomiya ng Pilipinas. Please, after this class, kindly proceed to your e-leads because in few minutes, I will be uploading our activities. I'll be uploading our activities or our quiz perhaps as to this chapter. Okay, so if you have some queries, you can just comment it down. But before that, kindly answer the question na kung ano ba yung epekto, paano ba naka-apekto yung pagtaas ngayon ng COVID-19 na alam natin everyday you're watching movies, we are watching television, and we should involve ourselves to this kind of situation. Wait lang, I will charge my laptop muna for a while. So again, the question is, please kindly, yung mga hindi pa nakasagot, you can post your answer on the comment section. Like, the question is, paano nakapekto yung pangyayari ngayon sa India? Like, tumaas yung cases ng COVID-19 positive at ang daming namamatay. So how does this situation affect the economy of our country? Considering that we are a member of globalized world, when we talk about globalization, mayroong nangyayari sa ibang bansa na di maganda, it will actually affect us, both good and bad. Since we exchange goods, we also extend our help to other countries. So please, right after this, kindly check your e-leads because I will be posting there our activity, our quiz perhaps. Okay? So I guess no more question. Please check in, write in or comment down your name that will serve as our attendance. And please answer my question and babalikan ko yung mga sagot nyo sa ating comment section. You answer my question and that is your part of your recitation. Okay, dapat lahat makasagot. Okay ba? Some more questions? So to sum it up, no, malaki yung tulong na ginagawa ng globalization sa pagtaas ng ekonomiya. Kasi nga, andyan yung exchange of goods, andyan yung exchange of services, andyan yung exchange of what? Technology, and andyan yung exchange of information. Exchange of information takes place in a way that nagkakaroon or nagbibigay ngayon ng mga healthy tips, nagbibigay ng mga good tips ng ibang bansa how to improve our economy like Philippines. Yeah, like we can learn something from other countries on how we can develop our country. That's how the sharing of information takes place. So Stephen Carl Ramos, napektuhan ang ekonomiya ng Pilipinas dahil isa rin ng India kung saan tayo kumukuha at bibigay ng produkto natin, sir. Yes, maybe like that. So parang in connection pa rin sa mga sagot nila, no? Like, for example, isang India sa bumibili ng ating produkto, siyempre, malaki yung perang binibigay ng India sa atin through our goods, mawawala tayo ngayon ng client if this situation will prolong. So that's why we are indeed affected of what is happening in India today. Like, wag natin isa lang, parang, I don't care about it because I'm not from India. We are actually affected of this. So let's just bear that in mind. That lahat ng nangyayari sa bansa, we are affected of it. Kaya nga, globalization. It will not only affect us in terms of good things, but it will actually affect us in bad things. Tulad nangyayari ngayon sa India, no? Tama kayo. They import and export of goods. So maybe nag-export tayo doon, then we import their products. Parang it will really affect our economy. No? So, tulad ng sabi ko kanina, instead na yung Pilipinas is uh, magbibigay ngayon ng proyekto para sa Pilipinas, para sa mga hirap na mga tao. So hindi na lang kasi nga, ibibigay na lang sa India. And that is our what? Mutual obligation, no? As part of the globalized world. Okay, so thank you so much. See you next meeting. Kindly check your e-leads because I will be posting there our activity. Okay, goodbye. See you next meeting. Just comment down your answer if you wish to answer after this.